If you stop and think about your life and your place in this crazy, crazy world, you find that deep inside we're all the same. There's something that drives us, that moves us, that serves as the core of who we are and what we do. That thing is a skeleton. Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and these are the 10 best skeleton action figures. Number 10 is Kenner's Grim Reaper from Bill & Ted's Excellent Adventure. He's a 5-point of articulation figure from 1991 that looks nothing like the Grim Reaper from the character in Bill & Ted's Bogus Journey, but that's for the better. Instead of being a pasty-skinned bald guy with, what is that accent, German?
You have sunk my battleship.
No, instead he's a full-on punk rock skeleton with a blue mohawk, a handsome red vest, a wild stallion's tattoo on the side of his head, his scythe, and a bass guitar shaped like a skull. It's comforting to know that when death finally comes for me, he can play me out with the Seinfeld theme song. Number 9 is Re-ment's Pose Skeleton. Japanese brand Re-ment has an entire family of fully articulated, roughly 4-inch tall skeletons. They come in 3 different sizes, the smallest of which is also styled to be younger, so you can have a baby skeleton in the creepiest images of your action figure photography. Re-ment also complements the line with a plethora of Pose skeleton scale furniture and accessories, from a coffin to a toilet to an electric guitar. 2 for 2 on electric guitars. I don't think we can keep that up for the entire list. Number 8 is NECA's Terminator Endoskeleton. Not the sturdiest action figure in the world, but that's how NECA rolls. More detail, more fragile. But it is a fully robotic skeleton with a laser gun, a glimpse of how things are going to be in the not-too-distant future when Skynet takes over, and we're all replaced with our robotic counterparts as they stomp our fragile bones into dust, one by one. Number 7 is Hasbro's Caretaker Ghost Rider. From the 2007 movie-based line of figures released in conjunction with the film starring Nicolas Cage comes the Caretaker, who's an Old West Ghost Rider who oversees the cemetery, mentors Cage's Ghost Rider, and is portrayed by the always never Nicolas Cage, Sam Elliott. A delightful surprise in an otherwise forgettable film, this figure, like all Ghost Rider figures, is a skeleton on fire wearing non-flammable clothes. Biker on fire is cool, cowboy on fire is even cooler. He's got an articulated jaw, translucent fire effect, great paintwork, and really the only thing that could have made him better is a full skeletal horse on fire for him to ride. Number 6 is Bossfight Studios' Vetruvian Hack's Skeleton. Born from Bossfight Studios' Vetruvian Hack's Kickstarter, it's a 3 3/4 inch scale skeleton with like 26 points of articulation and a ton of armor and weapons that can be purchased in a variety of colors to customize for your needs. Go with bone color, go with glow in the dark, mix it up, have fun. And here's the thing, if this 3 3/4 inch skeleton with his spindly bones and featherweight amount of plastic can have double jointed knees and ankle rockers, then there's no excuse for any other action figure line. Number 5 is Revoltech's Jack Skellington. There are quite a few Jack Skellington action figures available, from the Bendy figure released back in 1993 to the NECA figure in 2004 and the Diamond Select figure released in 2015, but the most posable, most expressive Jack is the Revoltech by far. Sure, you can pick which Jack works for your budget, but with 5 total heads, 5 total hands, and a little slice of Halloween Town with cats and jack-o'-lanterns to display him with, Revoltech is hard to beat. Number 4 is Kenner's Bone Age, the entire line. In 1988, someone at Kenner must have suggested a line that would pick up where Mask left off. 3-inch figures with tiny accessories and transforming vehicles, but those figures are cavemen and the transforming vehicles are dinosaur skeletons. Everyone laughed, and that guy went ahead and made the line anyway, and to this day, no one but that guy, you, and me even knows it exists. If I had to pick a single piece out of this line to represent the space in this list, it would have to be the king of the dinosaurs, the T-Rex, who throws rock bombs with his tiny T-Rex arms and transforms into a fighter jet or bomber. I used to think my skeleton was cool, now I think it kinda sucks. Number 3 is Skeleton Warriors, all of them, vintage and modern. Back in the 90s, Playmates put out the Skeleton Warriors, which, while brilliantly decoed with detailed skeleton sculpts, paint wash, and metallic accents, suffered from the same limited articulation as their Ninja Turtles line. The line didn't do that great, but it stuck with a core group of fans who brought the property back recently as a Kickstarter featuring much more articulation, but fewer pieces in the line, which is probably your fault for not backing it more thoroughly, but I forgive you since you're just finding out about it now and it ended back in March. The figure that stands out above all the other Skeleton Warriors is the vintage Oracula from the 90s line. He's a 6-armed spider creature, which is an incredible showcase of the character, the sculpt, and the engineering working together to make a piece that just doesn't exist in any other line. Number 2 is Revoltech Jason and the Argonauts Skeleton Warrior. This Revoltech piece is based on the skeletons in the 1963 film Jason and the Argonauts, animated by effects master Ray Harryhausen. It comes with a stand, 2 different shields, 2 swords, a spear, and even a diorama base that features 2 other skeletons digging their way up from the earth. Like all Revoltech figures, it is nearly as posable as an actual skeleton with paint application to match. A standout piece, a worthy tribute to the brilliance of Harryhausen himself. Before we get to number 1, a few honorable mentions. There were way more skeleton figures out there than I initially thought there were, and several like Skeletor, Scareglow, Blight, Judge Death that I had to disqualify for being skeleton-ish, but not being actual skeletons. Others like Skull Force and Bone Brigade just got overwhelmed by the sheer cool factor or value packed into the other figures that did make the list. At number 1, 4 Horsemen's Mythic Legions skeletons. Everything 4 Horsemen do is beautiful and solid, brilliant paint, realistic textures, decoration, armor, weapons. It's an action figure collector's dream, except you gotta really want them because they are the best and they are very limited and hard to get. If you didn't get in on the initial Kickstarter for the 4 Horsemen's Mythic Legions line, their website store will occasionally get them in stock or throw a pre-order up, but they sell out quickly even at $35 per figure new. Whether it's a specific character like Scaphoid or Malleus or Tibius or just one of the generic legion of regular or gold armored skeletons, there is nothing comparable at any scale. They are gorgeous, they are posable, they are menacing, they are truly the best. That's the 10 best skeleton action figures, a spooktacular list of old and new, simple and complex, proving that what's on the inside is even cooler than what's on the outside, especially if it's on fire, wearing armor, or carrying a laser gun. Thanks for watching. Please hit like, hit subscribe, share this video on Twitter and Tumblr and Facebook, and let us know in the comments below if we left your favorite skeleton off the list. Skeletor hurt. I wanted him on the list, I couldn't do it. He's not a skeleton, he just has a skull head. That's a different list. That's 10 best characters with skull heads. It's like him, Red Skull, Blaze. You know what? Let's save that list for later. I don't want to spoil it. Cut.